Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the tutorial series. Today we're going to install ELS version 8 as well as install Simple Native Trainer. These are two things that I said I would get to, and I'm glad I get to get around to doing it finally. So let's do first thing first. We will go to, you guessed it, lcpdfr.com. Let's do that. So lcpdfr.com, looking good. Here it is. It's actually right there. There it is. It pops up right there. You can hit the download button if you'd like, or we can do the old hover over the downloads, come down here to emergency lighting system. That's what ELS stands for. We'll click on him and we'll open up this dialog. Once we get to here, we hit the download button. Now these are backwards. You have V7 and V8. This is grayed out because I've already downloaded it, but we'll re-download it again just for fun. And we'll choose version 8.0, not 7. Let's do the awesome CAPTCHA. You know you love it. Click the computers from the early 2000s. Click the dog in the snow. Click the money, which is a dime. And then we hit download file. It's going to do the, hey, we got awesome servers. And about 40 seconds or so. You don't have to wait. We'll be right back. Alrighty, it's flashing at us, so that means that it's done downloading. Let's go to our downloads where we just downloaded that sucker. And I'm using 7-zip. You can use WinRAR or whatever you want. I don't use WinRAR because if you do have the trial version, it just pops up all the time. It's annoying. You can buy the full version. But 7-zip's free, and it works fine for me. So I'm going to extract and unzip this thing out to its own folder. Like so. We have documentation, installation files, and media. Documentation, you should probably read it, but you don't have to. It just tells you how to use ELS, and if you're going to use it, you might want to learn about it. I'm a huge person that loves readmes and tutorials and stuff, so I like the documentation. Installation files, this is what matters, and media just shows you the pictures of it, the interface in action. So let's open up our GTA 4 shortcut folder here that I have on my desktop, and you can if you're going to be editing this a lot. And if we go back here to the main folder, you can see I have my multiple installs, and this one is the one we used for the tutorial, the one we used last time, so nothing new has been added to this. This is exactly what you had the last time we did it. So let's go to installation files over here in ELS. That's what matters. That's the only thing we care about. Let's move these guys side by side here. So common and common. This kind of makes sense, right? This is already showing you this file structure that we need to have. So let's go to common and data and visual settings.dat. Common, data, and visual settings.dat is actually in here towards the end, as you can see right there. So you don't have to move this over because a lot of ENBs you'll download will show you what will give you a visual settings.dat for that. So this is just kind of LuxArt's own version of visual settings.dat. You can use it. We'll just throw it in there for now. It's probably better than your default garbage already. So let's go ahead and copy and replace that sucker over. Now, if you wanted to not be an idiot like me, you could have selected that, created a new folder, BK up, whatever you want to call it, backup. And in there, you could have pasted it in there and backed your files up. You can do that. Or if you have the multiple installs of your vanilla folder, you can always move that over if things go bad. So let's start back at the main directory once again, both of us. And we have an ELS folder. In the ELS folder, we have these two INI files. This ELS folder, let's just copy it over for fun. We're going to paste it here in the main directory of GTA 4. So that's all we need to do with that. Advanced hook, we've already got it because we have LCPDFR. DSound DLL, we already have that because it is with LCPDFR. We have script hook already, like so. One we don't have is ELS ASI and INI. We want both of those. So let's hit copy and let's hit paste on those. So they're in our main directory now. ELS ASI is the script, and the INI will look for it. And the script hook is that and the advanced hook are the ones that are going to be making that possible. So brought to you by Advanced Hook. So let's go to the ELS INI file. Let's figure this out a little bit. In the controls, these are your numeric values for your keyboard. You can customize them as you like. Let's just keep them on here for now. Don't get, too crazy. Interface location display. This is what tells you what road you're on underneath your mini map or above it. So you have it on always. I think that is wrong. I think it has to be on. You may tell me if I'm wrong there, but I think if it's on always, it won't work. I think it has to be on just on. But let's go down here to environment lighting. That's your range for your primary lights. The intensity. This is all customizable to your own, what you want out of it. The miscellaneous settings. We have the flash sound FX. That's that ticking sound every single time a light lights up. I hate it, so I hit off. Flash delay single player and flash delay multiplayer. This is the speed of your lights. So if you're recording with Fraps, let's say you're getting 50 frames per second before you start recording, and it's just jittering and crazy. So you speed this up to or you slow it down. The higher the value, the slower the lights. And say it's on 2, but when you go to recording, it's at maybe 30 or less frames per second. Who knows what you're getting? It's going to be slower because the ELS feeds off of the refresh rate, and which is your frame rate. So that will completely change it. So I use in all my videos a value of 1, and I use a value of 1 in my multiplayers. The thing is, and if you've seen my multiplayers and it was just nuts with the lights, that's because it was accidentally on 0. But with 1, I get, about 50 frames per second when I'm just playing. If I'm recording, it's going to be anywhere from 30 all the way up to 45. It really depends on where you're at in the game. ELS range for PL and ELS range for AI. This is your player and your AI. This is the range that it will draw the ELS lights in for your vehicle and for the AI. So remember, I had that problem of when I would call for a backup unit and they would come, it would just disappear. That was because the ELS range AI was way too low. A lot of clans will do this to prevent the game crashes and so on and so forth. So a value of 1,500 would prevent that from happening. But that means that it will be drawing that in a distance of 1,500. I don't know what they actually go by. It might be feet or meters, who knows. But either way, that is what that is. AI, ELS, SP, and MP, that just, I always have those on. I don't ever change those really. And then you have light stage 3 lights move traffic. I'm just showing every one of these will be explained if you read the documentation for ELS. And if you were a good person, you did. You didn't have to, and you probably didn't. But anywho, light stage 3 lights move traffic is what this is. And that means that if you have your ELS lights on, it will move the traffic out of the way. This can be good and bad. It means it's basically an invisible siren, so it can be kind of confusing for the AI, and they get stupid. And if you're just sitting there with your lights on, they won't drive around you because they think that they're supposed to yield to you. So I always have it turned off. So that's all you need to know really about the main INI. You can customize it as you see fit. Let's close it out and let's hit save. So we have that covered. Inside here, we have the ELS folder. This is where it all goes down. And here we have slot control INI. Every one of these slots is pointing to another INI in that folder. All of these are to the default config. This is what ELS comes with. We have default config.ini. Let's go ahead and open it up. So here, starting at the top, Slick Top is already turned off. If we are using a Slick Top car, we would turn that on, obviously. Light stage activation type is on default. That means you have to hit the J key or whatever key you're using to get to light stage 3. 3 times. You have to hit it 3 times. And if you don't want to do that, do what I do and type in jump. If you hit jump, you hit it once, it goes directly to light stage 3. You're off and away. Enable airboard, that's for you UKers or whoever uses airboards. We don't in the US. I have it turned off. Allow takedowns, I have that on. Use Corona takedowns. That's if you're going to draw a Corona in GTA 4 for the takedown lights. It's by default turned off. You can turn that on if you like. Everything's turned off basically by default. Disable it light stage 3 of cruise lights. Cruise lights are the ones that just freeze. Everybody calls those frozen lights or whatever. Those are by default turned off at light stage 3. You can have them disable at light stage 3 if you like. It's all your preference. This is the ELS siren. You can customize it to how you like. I'm not going into that. Coronas. This is what everyone has been asking. How do you get corner strobes? How do you get your taillights to flat or to strobe? How do you get your reverse lights? This is what all of this is. We have headlights, taillights. These are your wig-wags. If you have these turned off, they will not wig-wag. They won't do it. So headlights on will wig-wag your headlights, sorry. Taillights will wig-wag your taillights. Indicator SF means indicator strobing forward, and then indicators strobe for the back. So if you want the corner strobes on the front of the car, you have to change this value from off to on. And indicators back means that if you want your brake lights to strobe, you turn them on or off. We'll leave those off for now. Reverse lights are the white lights. Obviously, when we hit the reverse lights and they turn on, if you want those to strobe, you turn those to on. So that draws the Coronas in GTA. That's the reason why when you install ELS version 8 by default, you don't have them. So you have to go in there and turn them on. So everything else from here on out is pretty much customizable. And I'm going to show you something really quick. Is that from here, let's hit save. From the slot control INI, you can see every one of these is a emergency vehicle, but every one of these is pointed to a default config. If we go to one of my other installations, I'll show you my multiplayer snow. If we go into ELS, you'll see we have a bunch of these, thanks to Bugs, because he made them. So what he did was he created these INI folder, little files, and you can see in the slot control, each one is pointing to FBI status on file FBI. It has its own INI, right? So in here, everything's already customized for that car when you load it up. That means if you have a clan or whatnot, you can, force light pattern stages and stuff like that. And you can even turn certain light patterns to change when you have siren tones on. So really, really, really neat and customizable options with ELS version 8. And it's more powerful than you think, but it's a lot easier to use than you think. It can be very daunting at first. So we moved to ELS, ISI, and the INI in our main. We're all good to go. We even turned on our corner strobe, so you're all happy. You'll see those in game when we turn on ELS in the game. So anyway, that's pretty much it with ELS. So we can move on and install a trainer. So to install the trainer, we're going to go ahead and just close out the downloads. This is just to keep workflow for you guys to make a little more sense. And let's just do something that a lot of you don't do. If we go to my YouTube channel and we click on, let's say, airport shooting, the most recent one here. Let's hit pause because it takes a while there. We hit show more and we go down to, look at this, simple native trainer. That's the one we want. Let's click it. Let's open up GTA4mods.com. That has simple trainer version 6.5. This is the one we want. We'll hit download now, and we don't have to jump through any CAPTCHA hoops or anything. We just instantly get it, and it's doing good right there, like so. And we will put that down and away, and let's go back to our downloads where we had our ELS earlier, and let's unzip this guy. I'm using 7-zip. Bam. There we go. The only thing you need in this entire folder is Trainer ASI and INI. And I'm going to teach you something here in a second. If we have all of this stuff, we don't need to change it. And if you're downloading this stuff and you're moving script hooks over like the newest one in LCP2FAR, it can crash the game and cause a lot of problems. So just move the Trainer ASI and the INI over. You can see BOGT is Ballad of Gay Tony. TLAD is The Lost and Dam. So let's go ahead and just put in trainer in our main directory. Oh, wait, shit. That's the multiplayer snow. We want to go back to the one I was using here. In the main directory, hit paste, and there they are. So now we have a trainer. So let's open up the INI in the trainer. We don't need this anymore. And let's look here. We have all of our key binding options and so on and so forth. And we have tons of customizing. Remember I said we can change those numerical values in the ELS INI. Here they all are for your convenience. If you want to customize it yourself, there it is. One thing in here that's very common, if you want to use the trainer to change the livery of your police vehicle on the fly, it won't do it by default. You have to have a plus livery in the vehicle's IDE, which I can show you. But we also need to go to edit find, and let's do livery. Hit find next. Here it is. Vehicle livery equals 1. You would say, hey, vehicle livery equals 1. It's good. Trainer map livery. No. We want it to be a value of 0. If we do a value of 0, it will work. If it's on 1, it won't. I don't know why that is. It's just the way it is. So that's the trainer INI. Now, when I was talking about the vehicle's IDE, if you're having a problem with liveries not working, let me show you really fast here. Common data, and we go to the vehicle's IDE. I know this is all for another day, but we come down here to, say, police, right here. You can see right here it's got plus X strong. We would want on the end of it plus livery. Livery. If we have plus livery at the end, then we are good to go. It's going to have it'll allow those vehicles that we add it to change a livery. By default, it doesn't come like that. You have to add it. So that's what you do there. If that's a problem, if you've been having an issue with that, that is the reason why. So let me show you guys something very quickly here and just kind of explain this the best I can. When you have an ASI, you download any ASIs. ASIs are script hooks, and they talk to the script hooks and blah, 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 blah. They're scripts. So an ASI is always going to be installed into your main directory. Scripts, however, if you come into here, we have our LCPDFR loader.net DLL. That is a DLL. If you download a mod and it's a DLL script, it's going to go in your scripts folder. By default, you won't have a scripts folder until when we installed LCPDFR, created that one for us, remember? But if you don't want LCPDFR and you're just trying to install their scripts, you have to create a script folder for that. That's the only way that it will look for it. And that's what Advanced Hook and all these guys are looking for. They're looking for that scripts folder, and they're feeding out of it. So if we say download, I don't know, a different, let's just download another script real fast. Let's see what I have here. Let's look in the description. I don't want to edit that. I was reading it. Okay, there we go. Let's say let's do the towing script, right? Let's click on the towing script and let's install that. I'm going to show you because this is how you install scripts. We hit download. We're going to be going to, let's do version 2.0. Always look for the numbers. That matters. Outer space. Great. Oh, please be a cat. Yes, cat. And person. Download file. So we're downloading the script, which is tiny. It'll download instantly, and it just did. If we go here to downloads, you can see here's the towing service. This is the tow script that we use, and extract it out. The VDH towing service, there it is. If you look in the README, he tells you installation right here how to do it, but I'm going to show you. There's an INI, but it's a .net.dll. Remember, here in the scripts folder, .net.dll. If we have a DLL mod, which is a script, it's going to go in there, and then the advanced hook and these guys are going to look in the scripts folder and go, hey, there you are. I can load you in the game. Pretty cool. So let's just go ahead and copy these guys both over into here, like so, into our scripts folder. Now we'll have the towing service installed. If we open this guy up, we have all these options. We can do whatever we want. Remember how I have it say, what does it say by default? It says company name tow service. I always put J&B towing there. So that's where you can put, let's just call it Jack Off Towing Company if we want to. You can do whatever you want. Either way, that's just basically how you install your scripts into GTA 4. So we covered ELS version 8. I hope it works beautifully for you. We installed Simple Native Trainer. To access that, when you start up the game, hit the F3 key. That initializes it. F4 will open it and close it after it's been initialized. To navigate the menu, we have 8 for up it's all on your numpad. 8 for up, 2 for down. You won't be left and right, but if you are going left and right in it a lot, you use 4 and 6. And then to hit enter to select something, you hit 5 in the center. To go back, if you get like, oh, I don't know where I'm in too many pages, hit 0, get all the way back. But I do recommend when you go into it for the first time, go into options, and on the right side, one of the very last values is going to be one for disable the keys of the trainer. you want that to be on. And then there's another option there to save that INI out. It's above it. And in there, that's what you want it to do, because if you have all these trainer keys and you're hitting buttons for ELS and shit, you're going to have cars, popping up all over the place, and just a big mess will ensue. So that's the best way to avoid that catastrophic thing from happening. So I hope that this worked for you guys. I hope it taught you a little bit more about modding a GTA. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Let me know. And leave a comment below about what you would like to see in the future. Or if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to help you and answer them the best that I can within a time that I can. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care.